from the first to the seventh. And in my seventh grade is when schools integrated, and Douglas became Winchester Intermediate School. They changed the name for a brief time, maybe it might have been 10 years that name stayed there. Yeah.
And what was it like as a seventh grader, or I guess going into eighth grade, integrating?
It was very hard for us because I was in the seventh grade. I had a lot of friends in the eighth grade. So when they went to Hanley, they told them that they were not ready for Hanley or not prepared for Hanley. So it was like a whole busload of kids came back to, which was Winchester Intermediate at the time. So it's like they had to go back a grade. So our class became an even larger class of the African American students. And it was so sad that day when they came back. You know, they were crying and people were really upset. But then they all became part of our class. And most of them I ended up graduating with at Hanley.
What was it like going to Hanley when you finally got there?
It was very different because, like, those of us that were ready for high school at Douglas, it was kind of a disappointment because I was planning on joining the Glee Club, which was, Douglas Glee Club was just, it was fantastic. And the band, and there were certain things, Douglas High School, that we were not able to do when we went to Hanley. They had certain clubs and organizations, which a lot of us went on and joined, like the library club and that kind of thing. I joined chorus, but it wasn't the same atmosphere as we were ready to have at Douglas. And when it closed, it was devastating to a lot of people. And there were some people that even never graduated because they were in higher grades, and just the stigma and the whole change in their lives, it was hard for them to adapt, especially if you were in the 11th grade or the 12th grade. We still had a lot of students that did. The one great thing that happened, some of our Douglas teachers went on to Hanley. So that was great because then we actually still got to see them, and they were still around to talk to and help us adjust to a whole different lifestyle. Even though it was a difference, we tried to join some of the organizations so we could feel like we could fit in, you know, because that's the whole thing. When you go through integration, you have to find a way to fit in. And that was hard for a lot of people. It was a big adjustment. Now, if you played sports or, you know, it was a little easier because you had something to hold on to.